Welcome, I'm David.
I'm Lindsay.
And this is Desmonds Donders.
Today, the road is taking us to Drumin Castle. Mixed weather, but a lovely trip and a great little castle. Please enjoy the video.
Good morning, and we're back in Glenlivet, and we're at Drumin Castle, as you can possibly make out. We'll get a bit closer to it over the weekend, but for now, let's just zoom in a little bit so you can see it. It's a busy little car park, and considering the road is a tiny little road, it's a busy little road, but it does cut off quite a corner. So no wonder the locals are using it. But we're here. The noise you can hear in the background is not rain, it's the river, and we'll go take a look at that shortly. And then later today we'll head off up the winding staircase to visit the castle. Lindsay's already up there, but I want to go up with this camera and we'll see what happens. The river is the same river, the Livet, that we pass on the Packhorse Bridge. That passes the Packhorse Bridge, which we had a few weeks ago. Hang on a second, I'm going to catch this dipper. No, I didn't catch it, so I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully we'll see it again. And I'll get it on film, or rather video this time. Meanwhile, let's have a look at the river. Over the other side of the road, going upstream. Now I'm going to take a walk down and stand on the bridge. See if I can spot this dipper and get some video. No sign of it here. I did have a good look for the dipper, just in case it played a smart one on me when I started to talk and suddenly appeared in frame. They're like that, the birds. So let's switch off, turn around and take a look downstream where I saw him to start with. And so far, no dipper downstream. The rocks below, which you can't see because of the bridge supports, are where I first saw it, and there's no sign there, and no sign further downstream either. But I'll keep a look out and maybe we'll get him. I think it was heading upstream, and I seem to remember last time we were here they were on a regular schedule up and down looking for food. But hopefully I'll show you them later. Welcome to Drumin Castle. Most of what is on this notice board will be voice-overed later, but this is all the information about Drumin Castle at the start of the low-level path, which takes you up to the path, the castle, the long way round, as opposed to the winding staircase. And it wouldn't be a visit to Glenlivet without the usual Glenlivet sign from the Glenlivet estate.
Drumin Castle is a 14th century tower house. It overlooks the confluence of the rivers Livet and Avon near the village of Glenlivet. Only 2 walls of this imposing castle have survived, which was thought to have been built by Alexander Stewart, son of King Robert II, better known as the Wolf of Badenoch. It passed from the Stewart family to the Gordon family in 1490, and the castle was abandoned in the 18th century and fell into disrepair. Sited as it is on a ridge above the confluence of the Rivers Livet and Avon, the castle occupies a natural strategic site. It is likely that the present castle is constructed on the site of previous fortifications and may originally have been an Iron Age dun. It is now a scheduled monument. There is little written history on the castle, and what there is can be open to interpretation. However, it is recorded that King Robert II granted the lands of Strathavon, including Drumin, to his son Alexander Stewart on the 17th of July 1372. Alexander was noted for his temper and harsh justice. He is mostly remembered for the sacking and burning of Elgin Cathedral as part of a long-term feud with the Bishop of Moray. It is unlikely that he was ever in the permanent residence at Drumin, the castle being held by one of his sons. He also owns the strongholds of Loch-in-Daub and Loch-an-Eilean, and would more likely be resident there. It is thought that Sir Walter Stewart, the Wolf's grandson, built the current castle in the late 1400s, replacing the earlier fortification. The same Sir Walter Stewart, however, disposed of the castle lands pertaining to Drumin in 1490, when they passed to Alexander, 3rd Earl of Huntly. The Stewart family continued to live at Drumin and nearby Kilmachley until the early 1700s, when Gordon Stewart is thought to have been the last resident of the castle. It is presumed that the castle fell into disuse about this time. The only other notable reference to the castle in the intervening period was that the Marquis of Arkyle stopped with his army before the Battle of Glenlivet in 1594. The ruins have been stabilised and access created up to and into the castle, so it's easy to explore. Behind the castle in the walled garden is the Glenlivet Community Orchard, which makes a great picnic spot on a sunny day. The castle ruins are reached by a flight of steps or a sloping grassy path, both leading from the car park below. A longer walk, the Drumin Circular Path, can also be started from this point.
Down on the riverbank, it's quite high, plenty of water in it, and we're going to take a little walk up a little bit further, see what we can see in the way of birds, and keep an eye out for that pesky dipper that I didn't get earlier. We're heading up that way. The last time we were at this pool, we saw a fish rising. But I doubt we're going to see that this time. It's cold, or colder, and the river's quite high. You never know, we'll keep our eyes open. Once again, keeping the camera on just in case.
Hello and welcome to Drumin Castle. It's been a while since we've been allowed to get this close because the last couple of times we've been here there's been scaffolding on it. You'll have to bear with me because at the minute I'm trying to hold on to the camera and hold on to my walking stick. So we'll take a look around what's left of the castle, which unfortunately is not a lot. But like I say, it's been a while since we've been allowed to get this close, and you can see the vaulted roof. They were doing inspections on the state of the castle, as we've had quite a few serious gales come through, and we need to make sure that it's actually staying intact. But it's a different view actually coming up the path because the vegetation's not as it was. So you can actually see the castle from the car park, which normally you can't. Now, these steps are pretty narrow, not made for size 7 feet, so we'll take our time. There will be a few clunking noises, which is my walking stick, and the other clunking noises will probably be me. But we'll manage. It is a pretty narrow stairwell. It's worth it just to get up here. David checked. Oh, the last time we were here was May last year, but you couldn't get up here. I hear you. Oh, let's set the dogs off. I think there's a couple of nests up here, so I don't know if you'll see it. I'll push you in. David says I do this too quick. But, I'll not stay up here long, I don't want to upset the birds. It's probably crows. This is the Wolf of Badenoch, one of his many layers. And if you don't know who the wolf was, he was a man that had an argument with the Bishop of Elgin when he burnt down the cathedral in Elgin. The ruins are still there. We've never actually taken you there for the simple reason it's too close to home, and there's a festival going on this weekend in Cooper Park, which is next to the cathedral, and I'm going to go back down. So like I said, Excuse the yelping, but it's just me. Ouch. There's a lot of my work colleagues have gone to the festival. It's 2 days worth of music. So I'm pretty glad we're away from the place. I don't envy anybody that lives locally because the noise will be pretty loud, I think. It was so popular last year they decided to do it again this year. Here's hoping the weather stays dry for them. Sorry, it's not much of a view for you, but hey ho. One of the other layers of the Wolf is Loch and Dorb, and you've seen that numerous occasions. And there is another one, I believe, on the outskirts of Avonmore. Not done that one yet neither, because I'm not actually sure you can get to it. But it's a bit of a climb up. There is steps, but the path's pretty steep, but the views are worth it when you get up here. But that is all that remains of the castle. But I'm sure that before it was protected, there would have been local people in days gone by who actually robbed the stone to build their own dwellings and make walls with, who knows. What's left is still impressive. And we're now going towards the walled garden, which is a community run orchard with the kids from the local primary schools getting involved and looking after the garden. Oh, is that a horse? Yep, it's a horse. Understanding about planting and whatnot. It also gives you a good view. Sorry, it's just seeing a wall. It gives you a good view of the back end of the too many hands. Not enough hands, Lindsay. There you go, there's the gate shut. 2 horses, double joy, and there's the castle. Like I said, what's left of it. The blossoms coming out on the trees. They do pretty well here. I think they must have somebody that comes and trims the trees back so that they can actually get the apples and whatnot. It's just a nice place to come and stand for a bit. So there's the castle, and as you can hear, the birds are tweeting, which is always good. And there, if you can see it, are the trees in the orchard. There is a back gate out here that takes you down past the main road and then back round again, which is the way we're going to go. But I'm going to switch you off for a bit because I'm going to take some pictures and then I'll put you back on when we start walking again.
Thank you for watching Desmonds Donders. And remember, please take nothing but memories and leave nothing but tracks. Please subscribe and ring the bell for notifications, and hopefully we'll see you next time.